answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
The dust. All praise.
Mexican brothers getting shot in their own driveway in front of their kids. All of these are the beginning of sorrow, right? We believe these things. We come out here every week to show our faith.
Come out here and stop you? Did we come out here to talk to you? Did we come out here to talk to you? No, we came out here to talk to our people. We came out here to spread love to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Same people, your people. Rules and guidelines. Well, we had rules and guidelines the whole time. Saying we set up, you know, people to look up to, you know, big homies, OGs, or whatever. When all along in the scriptures we had, you know, captains, officers, princes, kings, priests, chief priests, high priests. And we were supposed to be following after these law, statutes, and commandments. When I joined that, you know, I was told, okay, those guys over there, that's our opposition. But those guys over there, yeah, they had a different colored flag than me, but they was the same people as me. They didn't teach me that the people that did this to me was my enemies. They didn't tell me that the people that put us on slave ships was my enemies, that fed us to alligators was our enemies, that gave us smallpox and hepatitis and syphilis and all these things as experiments was our enemies, that shoot us every day in the streets. Well, granted, we all know that the police is against us, but that's just the police, right? What about the rest of the system? What about the presidents, the governors, the politicians, the people that run this world? The so-called white man, he has a nationality in the Bible too, and it's called Esau, the Edomites. Give me the earth is given to the hand of Check this out, I'm gonna show you something real quick.
This is Job chapter 9, verse 24.
Job?
Job.
J-O-B?
Yeah,
Job.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So right there, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So what people have their hand in everything in the earth right now? It's the white man. It's the white man. I don't care if you from Bangkok, all right? You could be a whole Asian that never even been over here. If you wanted to be a pilot, you gotta learn English. You gotta learn English. It don't matter that he over there speaking Mandarin or Cantonese, whatever the hell they speaking over there, right? They have to learn English in order to do it because the white man runs them. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, we could be over here and become a pilot. We don't have to learn none of their languages. It's the presidents that are set by the people that are ruling this place, the white man, right?
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Another point to the fact that they are ruling the earth. The white man isn't necessarily the leader of every country, right? You have other countries that's led by other people in the Middle East, in Africa, and so on and so forth, right? But can any of them build weapons of mass destruction without the white man leaning on them? They're their own sovereign nation. They should be able to do whatever they want, but they can't. They gotta get permission first because the white man is ruling. And it said they covered the faces of the judges thereof. Who's the greatest judge to ever walk the face of the earth? To the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, right? Real name in the Hebrew, Mashiach Yahushua. Now, if you look over there on that sign, you'll see the image of that white man with the horns on it. It says, this is not, what does it say? This is not Christ? That's right, this image is not biblical, man. That image is actually of the devil. So who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ looked nothing like that. He looked a lot more like you. Dark skin, woolly hair, and all that. That's the greatest judge to ever live, and they covered his face. You got that precept in the Bible?
Oh, yeah. Book of First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law.
So they took our book, the book of the law, read.
Wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
So the heathen, meaning not our people, painted the likeness of their own images on our works. So they can take credit for it. So we could look to them. First of all, they didn't let us read or write when they got us, right? So they beat the hell out of the first generation that they took, beat them into submission, separated the families, babies born, sold off to the next plantation and all that, right? Separated us so we couldn't teach ourselves. We just had to learn from them. Whatever they taught us is all we knew. They wouldn't teach us how to write though. They wouldn't teach us how to read. So we couldn't go into this and figure it out for ourselves. All we knew was whatever they told us. So we grow up thinking this is theirs. And we grow up thinking that the Son of God looks like them. So we would look at them like they were God's people. But really, you were God's people this whole time. We were God's people. Read.
It's the book of Colossians chapter 2 verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
See that? Spoil meaning to destroy, right? Or to rob you through philosophy and vain deceit, meaning worthless teachings. Read.
After the traditions of men.
After the traditions of men, not the Most High God, right? Read.
After the rudiments of the world.
That's right.
And not after Christ.
After the rudiments of the world and not after who the world actually calls Christ. So what we're doing is we're coming out here to teach our people what Christ taught, what Yahushua taught. See, because we was all in this same position at one point in time. I was minding my business, going about my day, and then somebody called me out and said, hey brother, what are you doing? You know why you doing these things? Because I did them too. One brother that pulled me aside and talked to me, he was a, damn, I can't think of the word. He was actually from Memphis too. He was damn, what's up, was that Killer Crip or something like that? But my elder in the truth right now, he used to be a Hoover Crip. See what I'm saying? There's Bloods in this thing with us. There's Latin Kings in this thing with us. There's GDs in this thing with us. All these people that would have been at each other's throats, we're now coming together because we realize we're not each other's enemies. We was just tricked into thinking that. Just like Mexicans and Puerto Ricans hate each other. For what? They don't even live next to each other. They was taught that by the same people that conquered them, the Spaniards. Go ahead. Nat Turner? Oh, right here with the thing on the fucking thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's Mary Turner. Yeah, and you know, Nat Turner was actually, he was a slave that rebelled, but what happened before he rebelled? The lady that lived in the big house taught him how to read. Because she, although she was cool with having a slave, she wasn't particularly brutal to him. She kind of liked him or whatever, so she would teach him how to read. And he got a hold of a Bible, started reading it, realized, wait a minute, this is about us. This ain't about them. And he started teaching the other slaves and said, look, God ain't with what they doing to us. God said they're going to be punished for this. And then he was able to start an uprising from it.
I got one question. I don't know how deep y'all in it, but I'm really deep in this stuff.
Oh, okay, all praises.
I just, you know.
Yeah.
I don't, like, you know, I rep, but it's not like that.
I feel you.
I'm with for other people. I'm repping for a good cause. Like, we can rep and don't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
You know how you just acknowledge me? What if you was another one? You would have been all praises.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. All praises for the Most High. How long you been knowing you was Israelite?
For a minute, like
2015? Okay. How old are you, bro? 22. All praises, man. So you've been on for the last 5 years, and you're only 22? That means you got it early. So you was fortunate. A lot of us, we don't get it till we, you know, good and older.
I be trying to teach it to my people, but it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
I had to listen to you. That's why
Yeah, all praises for the Most High, bro. Hey, Masha, you don't have no flyers?
I think I got one in the...
I might have one. Hold on. I know you know the information.
I definitely got one in the car if you want me to go grab it.
That's all right. I think I got one on me.
Okay.
I know you probably already know the information that's on the flyer, but what else is on the flyer is contact information. So if you want to stay in touch, brother, that number right there, that's my cell phone. Feel free to call or text me anytime you want to come out here with us. If you want to just kick it some other time of the week, chop it up, build or whatever, you know, we around. You know, this brother right here, he lives close by to here. Me and this brother, we live over by Glendale, basically.
I got a question. So what's the Hebrew Israelite? Was they ever enslaved before it was slave? Like when
Of course. We We was enslaved in Egypt. We was enslaved in Babylon. We was enslaved in Assyria. We had several different captivities that we went through. But according to the prophecies, this right here is gonna be the last one. Once we get out of this one,
So majority of the people who came to America, the black people came to America.
majority, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah. What's your name, bro?
I'm Joshua.
Joshua. That's my government name too. My Hebrew. Yeah. I go by my middle name though in the Hebrew, so I go by Ayadon. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But hey man, good to meet you, brother. It's a powerful name, powerful brother, man. All praise.
What's your name?
Yatazar.
And you?
Masha.
Masha. I got one question. What y'all believe in today? Is it still Christmas?
Oh, nah, Christmas is folly, man. Give me Jeremiah 10.
Book of Jeremiah chapter 10 from the top. Hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen. Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
So he's telling us not to follow the ways of the heathen, learn the ways of the heathen, and not to be dismayed at the signs of heaven. Right now, historically, this celebration goes back to the celebration of the winter solstice. Winter solstice. So they was watching the things in the sky, and at this point in time is when like the days get shorter and all that stuff, right? So they was dismayed at that, right? Read.
For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe.
So the vain customs are many, but one in particular is to go into the forest and cut a tree down with an axe and what?
They deck it with silver and with gold.
So they're decorating it. You cut the tree down, you decorate it with shiny things like silver and gold. Go ahead.
They fasten it.
Exactly. Like you do the Christmas, you take the tinsel or whatever that stuff is called, the gold and silver stuff, with the ornaments. You know, back in the day, they was probably just using real gold and real silver, but broke now. They use, shiny glass. But, they try to pretty it up. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
They fasten it, with nails and with hammers, and it moves not.
That's the tree holder. You bring the Christmas tree in the house, you put it in a little thing, you screw it on, so it stands up. Go ahead.
They are upright as the palm tree.
So they stay upright. Go ahead.
But speak not.
But it can't. It's not a thing that can talk. Like people treat it like it's this special thing.
So really idolize.
They idolize it. Exactly. It is an idol. Go ahead.
But speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither also is it in them to do good.
And there's even that superstition that if the tree falls over, it's a bad omen. But the scriptures is telling us don't be afraid of them. The tree can't do you any evil or any good. But we're not supposed to be following after these practices. And here's an image.
Like rituals.
Yeah, like rituals. Exactly. So in ancient Babylon, they had a deity that they worshipped as the sun. His name was Nimrod. And they used to depict him just the same way they depict Santa Claus right now. See? There's Nimrod with his big beard, the tree, the reindeer, all that. So this goes back to that.
Hey, so you know about Jesus then? Like, I want to say, I don't know if I'm right, but I know it's something in there that's gonna catch your eye. Like they said, he was a counselor. He had a cook on his head.
Counselor with a couple of them.
Yeah, I forgot his name, but it was almost like Christian. He had Christian in it. Did you ever hear about it? Like, he was a counselor in the Greeks.
Oh, in Greece? It's not ringing a bell right now, but maybe.
I want to look it up, but it's gonna take me.
If you
go deep.
If you figure out what it is.
I got your number.
I got my number. That's right. All praise. That's perfect. That's perfect. All praise.
Well, I got my cousin waiting, so.
All right, yeah. We won't hold you.
No, but can I get one more thing?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Give me something powerful. I want something powerful. So who y'all believe in?
We believe in Yahweh and His only begotten Son. shot. Most High God is only begotten Son.
So, a lot of people ain't awake. So, would it be wrong for them to like say things like what you told me, like we believe in this thing because we don't know? So, would don't God see it? See that?
Yeah, God sees that, but He also gives people the opportunity to know it. And a lot of times people just turn their head away from it. See what I'm saying?
Because they're afraid of the truth.
Exactly.
You know, truth will set you free, but it's scary.
It's scary because it make you have to change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody likes diamonds, but they don't think about what the coal had to go through to become the diamond.
Yeah, the pressure.
Exactly, the pressure, or how gold is tried in the fire. You know, the gold got to go through that fire to be precious. You know what I'm saying? So we know it's precious. You got something? Go ahead, whatever you got.
It's Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power.
That's right.
Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So He chose us to be set apart and special above everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's
why
just...
we got the melanin and skin and stuff like that.
I mean, that's part of it. That's part of it. I mean, a lot of other people got melanin too, but the fact that the white man don't have melanin just shows the Most High's disdain for it. You can't survive on this earth for real.
So is y'all against them, or?
We're against anybody who's against the Most High God, and they're absolutely against the Most High God. It's not because of what they look like, nothing like that, but it's the things that they did. They were still doing and still doing. Exactly. They were created to be the wicked, and they're just playing their part. We were created to be set apart. So we gotta live.
You know, in every movie, it be like the bad guy, he always has the beginning and all the way to.
That's right. And this is the Lord's movie. When you go into the Greek, what's the Greek word for God? It's theos. Where do you go watch movies? Movie theater. It comes from theos. Somebody playing God. They might writing the story, setting the characters, the beginning and the end, the middle and all that. Just the way the Most High set it up. He already know everything that's going on, what's been going on, and what's gonna go on. We don't know, except for what He told us. But this is His movie. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 46 and 10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
So that He's gonna do all His pleasure. Whatever He wants to happen, that's how it's gonna go down. Talking to you, Josh. Nice to meet you, brother.
Your name again?
Ayatollah. It's on the paper too, right over the number.
Ayatollah. And you?
Masha.
Who?
Masha.
Masha. I'm Joshua.
You on social media or anything like that? Facebook, Instagram, any of that stuff?
Yeah.
If you type in, really any of our names will pop up. Because not that many people have our names. But if you like look up Ayathon or y'all on Facebook.
How you spell it? Is it on the paper?
It's on the paper. I'll spell it for you right now. AHYA THAN.
This your last name?
Do a space. I'll give you a second. That's how you AHYA. That's me right there.
First one?
Yep. I have a backup page too. I had on SICARRI, but I hardly ever get on it unless it's on Facebook. That was me right there. But yeah, now you got my number and my Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And you can reach out to me or any of these brothers. We around.
Thank y'all so much, man.
Yeah, no problem, man.
See y'all. And God bless.
Hey, God bless you too, guys. Hey, this you right here? I appreciate you.
See y'all, man.
All right, peace, kid. All praises to the Most High God, man. It's a beautiful thing, man.
SICARRI.
the children of the one Yahweh.
The